Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Caitlin and today I'm going to be talking about how I got into UCLA. So this video is completely based on my personal experience and we're going to go through my stats, my extracurriculars, my application, and also tips and tricks that I followed that I feel like helped me get into UCLA. And also I'm going to mention something that I haven't heard anyone else talk about. I've watched a ton of these videos on YouTube, which is the supplemental application, where UCLA requests additional information during your application process. Okay, starting off, I'm going to share my stats. I feel like stats are not that important because the UC admission process evaluates your application based on the resources available to you. So stats can really vary between applicants. Okay, so I have my stats right here. Just for context, I went to a public high school in California and my cumulative GPA unweighted was a 3.91 and then my cumulative GPA weighted was a 4.47. Now talking about the classes that I took in high school, I only took 4 APs. I took 2 my junior year and 2 my senior year, which is kind of crazy in comparison to the other videos you'll see on here or other kids that I've talked to at UCLA took like a million APs. But that's why I said stats really don't matter that much as long as you excel in whatever you're doing and also have different things in your application. And then over the course of high school, I took 6 honors classes and 3 years of foreign language. I took ASL, and then I took 1 dual enrollment English course through a community college. Also, to go along with the stats section, the UCs are test blind, but there was a section where you could report your SAT score if you wanted. So I did it anyways. I took the SAT, I got a 1260, which is a pretty average score. Some may say it's bad. I think it's okay. So I got a 610 on the English literature section and then a 650 on the mathematics section. And I reported that, but the UCs are test blind, so I don't really think it helps much, but just for additional stats. Moving further into the application, there's the awards/activity section. I ended up listing 16 total. I'm not really sure if the number matters that much. It's just as many as you can, really. And then a tip of advice that I have for you guys that I implemented into my application was trying to make it as diverse and whole as possible. Trying to show that you're a whole person, trying to show that you have layers to yourself, kind of like an onion, oh my god, I'm just finding out more and more. There's so many different things this girl's involved in. So, and my reasoning behind this is because there's going to be hundreds and thousands of kids competing for your spot and they're all going to have decent stats. So you can't only be an exceptional student. You have to have leadership positions. You have to be involved in sports teams, be involved in your community. Are you doing community service? Are you volunteering? Just all sorts of things. I just tried to implement that into my application and I feel like that helps. I'm not sure if that's really a fact because I'm not on the admissions board, but that's something that I did on my application, and also it's shown in my PIQs. I had 5 awards/honors. I got a tutoring award, English department award. I was a scholar athlete all 4 years of high school. I achieved high honor roll all 4 years of high school. And then lastly, this is technically a club, but I put National Honor Society since it's an honors. I held position as vice president my senior year. And then I listed 6 extracurriculars. I played varsity lacrosse sophomore through senior year, and I was captain my senior year. Played varsity field hockey my sophomore and senior year. Didn't play junior year. I also listed club lacrosse. I was on a club lacrosse team, competed in tournaments year round. And then something that I did that people say is good for applying for college, but I just kind of did it for fun, was that I started my own club at my school and I called it the Girl Gains Club. Girl Gains is something that is at a lot of universities already, but I started it at my high school. So I founded that club and was also president, and that was just basically trying to motivate girls to get in the gym, work out, body positivity, have a safe space for girls at my high school. And then also listed under activities, I have club volleyball and school volleyball. I only did that freshman year, so it's kind of irrelevant, but I listed it anyway. And then I listed 4 things under volunteer and community service. I was involved in Key Club all 4 years of high school, but I was vice president my junior and senior year. Key Club is just a community service club. And then I was involved in the California Scholarship Federation. That was a club at my high school that was all community service based, and I was my class's representative for sophomore through senior year. Also under volunteer and community service, I was the secretary of Red Cross Club 1 year of high school, and then I was also involved in a club called Interact, which was also a different community service based club at my high school, and I was just a member in that. And then I only listed 1 work experience because I only had 1 job in high school, and I worked at Nectar Juice Bar. It's an acai bowl place if you have it around your area, and I just said I was a line worker and helped clean and take orders and make food, stay organized. But yeah, so those are my 16 total awards and activities. I know that's kind of a lot. Maybe some of them weren't necessary, but those are all the things that I did in high school. And a big piece of advice that I have is to not overlook that section of the application, because I think extracurriculars are actually pretty important for the UC app. And also some things that I kind of followed for the description and writing all this down on the application is to include short yet detailed descriptions under each item listed. It doesn't have to be complete sentences. Numbers are important. Note how many hours, how many students, days, etc. So those are my little tips. Now moving on to the PIQs, or personal insight questions section of the application. This section is your little mini essays, basically the bulk of your application. The UC app gives you 8 prompts and then you only pick 4 of them to write about. So I chose the prompts that were kind of talking about creativity, a special talent or skill, a significant challenge I faced, and then how I've helped my community. And so all 4 of those prompts, I talk about like completely different things. Some people will give you the advice that your PIQs should all connect and like have a common theme, but mine were all different and had no theme besides like this is me kind of theme. So like this is my identity. I don't know if that counts as a theme, but all of my PIQs were pretty different. So I wouldn't say that you have to have a common theme or even that it's important at all. Now talking about my advice for the PIQs, I would start as soon as you can, at least start brainstorming. So right now it's the middle of summer. I would start thinking about it. You don't have to start writing, but just start looking at the prompts and start writing down like, oh, okay, so I'll probably want to write about this. And also while working on my PIQs, I like wrote 3 really good ones that I was like, oh my God, these are good stories. This is like really shows who I am. And then I got to the 4th prompt and then I was like, oh shoot, like what am I gonna write for this? So that might happen where you like run out of things to say. It's like, oh my God, I feel like that's all of me. So that's why I say like start as soon as you can, just so you have time to really like think about these things and don't wait till the last minute. Some people have done that and have gotten into UCs, but UCLA, I feel like you should probably take some time. And then with the PIQs, I would definitely have someone else like look over it. I had my friend and my older siblings look over mine and kind of give me some feedback. I know not everyone has those types of resources, but I'm sure like high school English teachers, high school counselors, even your high school librarian might be able to help with these applications. If not, maybe just your best friend can really help make your writing a little bit better. Okay, as I said before, with my PIQs, I definitely focused on trying to show different parts of myself and show that I had passions outside of just schoolwork. And then a big piece of advice that I have for the PIQs that I read online and learned through videos like this is that with the PIQs, you need to show like some sort of growth or change or improvement over time through that experience. You can't just tell us what that experience was or whatever the topic you're writing about. You can't just tell us what happened. You got to show why it's important to who you are. So for me, with the PIQ about like a significant challenge, like I wrote about how like my parents got divorced. Well, so many people's parents have gotten divorced. They don't care, you know, like they don't want to know what happened. But I kind of spun it to show that when my parents got divorced, I was falling behind in school because I had less support. I was really struggling in school for the first time and it felt terrible. So I had to start reaching out for help. I had to ask my teachers and I had to stay after class. I even reached out to a kid that was a year older than me to tutor me in math. So then when I got older in high school, that led me to tutor all these kids for hours every week for free because I knew how it felt to like feel stupid and like fall behind and like feel the stress of it all. And then through that experience, I like built a community and just how it overall just changed me as a person. So that's just kind of like my little example and I really hope that helps. Finally, I'm going to be talking about what no one else is telling you. I haven't seen anyone else on the internet talk about this. It's that UCLA sometimes requests additional information after you've already submitted your application. So I submitted my UC application at the end of November, whenever it's due, like a week before it was due, and I thought I was done. But UCLA actually emailed me Monday, January 30th, and it was a request for supplemental information and basically saying that I had the option, it was optional to submit a supplemental application, to submit 2 full 600-word essays opposed to the 300-word PIQs that you submit in the fall, and they gave me a week to do it. The email was sent on January 30th, and then the optional essays were due February 6th. Okay, and this was like really scary when I got this email because I hadn't heard of people submitting supplemental applications before, and then when I looked online, I really couldn't find that much information about it. But what I've gathered is that it basically means you're like on the fence of getting in or not, and so then the optional essays I would definitely recommend doing if you want to get into UCLA. With this additional information, they basically just want you to elaborate on your PIQs, you know, give them more information, more details, more about how you've grown or how you've changed or how that will affect you at UCLA and how you would be a good student at UCLA. So that's basically just what I did. But yeah, I would really recommend trying to nail this. I know they only give you a week, but you gotta work on it if you want to get into UCLA. But everyone that I know that got the supplemental request for information and wrote the essays ended up going to UCLA and getting it. So don't take my word for it, but if you get that email, I would take it as a good sign, but I would also take it as a time to really show that you want this. So yeah, if you want more information, definitely comment down below. I'm not really sure much more I can really say because it's really just write the essay essays, but I just wanted to talk about it because I was really worried about that because I hadn't seen that before and didn't know that could happen, but it definitely can, and don't take it as a bad sign, but take it as an opportunity. So that concludes my video about how I got into UCLA. I really hope this helped you, and good luck with your application. If you have any more questions, definitely comment them down below. I'll try to get back to you. But if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.